Hi, welcome to Barmy Army fan cams after a 3-0 win at home to Aston Villa. And after the last couple of games, we'll certainly take that one. I'm joined this afternoon by Ian, Jake, Jack and Matt. Jake, I'm going to start with you. What do you make of that match?
Good. I'll just say good. We won. That's the main thing. Especially after the last two games, just getting back to winning ways is really refreshing. I don't think we were even forced to play our best football. I really don't. You know, we were comfortable all the way through. Never really challenged by Villa. Had loads of space in the midfield. But credits to the players. Some good, well worked goals. Lucy standing forth, making the most of her start, and I think this game as well. The injuries have, in a weird way, worked in our favour. I mean, you look at Jess, who's played I think she played the full game, didn't she? And she obviously scored and played really well. Martha.
Jake, I'm going to stop you there. I was setting it up for your next question to be all about and who came on for Jess. So no, Jess didn't play 90 minutes. We'll come on to that bit next. But sorry, carry on, Martha.
Yeah.
Martha did play 90 minutes.
For Martha was rare as well. So yeah, it's a game for really building the confidence, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And Jack, for me, a professional performance more than a good performance, would you say?
Yeah, for the most part, and I agree. There are a few moments in there that I thought that we could have done more. Start at the second half, chance that fell to Toon, and she just kind of sliced it. Kirsty, she scored a goal, great, but her crossing at times was very, very poor. But, at the end of the day, again, yes, you can't complain about a 3-0 win, especially after the last two results. But I do want to see a bit more ruthlessness from us, to be quite honest.
And Matt, is that the kind of performance that we could have expected, coming off the back of the last two games, but also with the injuries mounting up beyond all belief?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, as you said, it was a professional performance. I think, I don't think there was any real surprise about the way Villa played. I think they were always going to sit back, force us to break them down. And, we did manage to do that. We scored 3 goals. I think it's a very valid point about the injuries, and it's something that I raised in the watch-along. I think it's not only a case of the fact of having injuries, but it's a case of, the players themselves are out. If we had somebody like a Leah or Tobin, they've got that creativity and explosiveness that can unlock the defence, or even somebody like Leslie, who would just run at the defence all day. If we had somebody like that, then, I think that would have been a different story. But, overall, it's 3-0 win. You've always got to be happy with that. I think it will have been a real confidence boost to several players and the team in general, particularly coming off the back of 2 not only very poor results, but very poor performances. So, yeah, a lot of positives I think we can take from today.
Yeah, and Ian, obviously you were doing the Twitter today. So on balance, there was very little from the opposition. Did that affect the way we played, you think?
Should do, but personally, I don't think it did. Mary didn't make a save all game. The ball might have just dropped through to her a few times, but she didn't make a save. Villa set up, as others have said rightly, 10 behind, make it difficult for us. And if you think about it, first 30 so minutes can't really, apart from that Ella kind of lobby type thing from that corner from Lucy Stan, we didn't create anything. And that's the issue we have at the moment, is we don't seem to be creating many chances. Personally, I don't think that was because the way Villa played, because we've broken teams down easily when they played many behind the ball. We've done it many times. I just think it's a lack of, again, I think it's we're short on an imaginative spark somewhere. Something's missing to open up a defence. When we get 10 behind the ball, we seem to struggle. Yet Villa do the same thing at over at City, and it was a cricket storm. And let's be honest, we should be putting more than 3 past a team like Villa.
Yeah. I think, like you say, something's missing. It feels more like it's someone or more than one person. And also perhaps worth giving Villa some credit that they did hold Arsenal out for nearly an hour last week. So we knew what we were going to get. Jake, on the subject of something is missing or someone, I know you're very keen to give credit to one of our debutantes today.
Yeah, Carrie Jones, and you mentioned before that obviously you thought I'd mentioned her coming on. Well, yeah, I was just getting excited to the fact that that stat that I keep going back to, the fact that she played international football for Wales, but before she'd even played club football. Well, that's gone today. Didn't do a lot. I mean, she didn't have a lot of time to do much, but it's the experience, isn't it? It's making your debut at such a young age, and I hope she's got a bright future at United, because if a player can get into a national team at 15, you're naturally excited about something like that. But yeah, Carrie Jones, definitely one for the future. Let's just hope maybe a few more cameos here and there.
And actually, Jake, a pretty good day for you and the players that you're particularly fond of. I won't say your favourites, because there's a raft of them, but in particular, Jake, I know we tend to wind you up on the watch-alongs, but Lucy Stan, I know we'll get onto the subject of player of the match, but Lucy Stan was really appreciated during the watch-along. Jane Ross got on at the end, and like you say, Carrie Jones. So good day for you and overall. And the Belarusian League's back, isn't it?
Yes, next weekend. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Start thinking, though, because I'm going to ask you about your player of the match soon. Jack, focus now, obviously, goes to the Arsenal game, just under 2 weeks away. So we've got a good amount of time, hopefully, to get one person back, maybe somebody else. We don't know where things are up to. Would you feel, if that's the 11 that start against Arsenal, though, that started today, would you feel confident that we can get something out of that game?
You know what? I think if that was the 11, no. If we use maybe a few of the players that were on the bench today that came on, I'd say maybe, yeah. I mean, I'll say that, yes, Carrie, she came on for 2 minutes or 5 minutes with injury time. And yeah, obviously she's not going to start against Arsenal, at least not unless everybody else suddenly also gets injured. But I saw more from her in 5 minutes than I've seen from a few of the other players that played longer than she has. So, that the first 11, I can't say that I was too impressed with today, but I think overall as a squad, we can still, even if this was what we go with to Arsenal, yeah, I expect us to get at least a draw there. And if we do welcome back a few of the players that have a bit more of that creative spark that's been mentioned, we can maybe even do more.
Yeah. Okay. So nice and positive there for you, Jack. Thank you. I'm the naysayer, so I will always be not too. I'll always err on the side of caution. Matt, thinking about obviously now the next sort of 10 days, what changes how does Casey need to approach this game against Arsenal? Because in many ways, it feels like, I know we've been saying it every week, it's the biggest game, it's the biggest game, it's the biggest game. This is, without doubt now, the biggest game of our season. Whatever's gone before, the 2 games against Chelsea, games against City, even the home game against Arsenal, this is it. This will, in some ways, this could define the season. What do you expect Casey to do differently from today?
Yeah, I think it's kind of easy to say, but it's something that we've said several times earlier on in the season. I think we need to be more clinical. Yes, we did a professional job today, and I think we should all be happy with that. But Arsenal is going to be a very different game because, today, Mary Earps had the most chilled birthday she's had in years. She didn't have a save to make in the entire game. But that is not going to be the case against Arsenal. You know, Arsenal are going to come at us. They are going to say, we know all about the attacking threat that they've got. So we are not going to get as many chances. I would also expect to see Hayley Ladd come back into the starting lineup, because I think midfield is a bit of a problem area for us. So I think we need that extra bit of steel in the middle of the park, in all honesty.
Okay. So shoring up the midfield, obviously hoping they'll work on being more clinical during the next 10 days. Hopefully get somebody back. Ian, is there one person in particular that you really want to see who didn't start today, who hopefully, in your opinion, will be in the team a week on Friday?
It's the obvious one, isn't it? It's got to see Kristen back. You know, she went away to the US national team camp. She played really well in those she League games that she played. She did really well, especially on that left wing. You know, that's where I think she would have played today if she was being fit. Obviously, we've lost Leah now for 2 months. So Kristen on the left was my thought for today, with Jess through the middle and Kirsty on the right. And that will be fairly dangerous to Arsenal. You know, that Arsenal defence have been conceding goals, and they've not been scoring many. But the problem is, though, when you look at Arsenal's team sheet, you know, you've got Miedemar, Meads, Caitlin Ford's back today from injury. So, you know, that is, you know, they might not be playing brilliantly, but, you know, all it takes is it to click for Arsenal and we could be, you know, it'd be trouble. So, yeah, for me, get Kristen back, put her on the left where she did really well for the US. Obviously, we all want Tobin back. We know we're not going to see her probably for at least another month, I would say. We'd be probably lucky to see her by the end of April. So hopefully the last couple of games. But yeah, Kristen back for next for week Friday. But as you said, I've just noticed that M. Sandy on Twitter just said she was left out on abundance of caution. There's nothing significant, just caution. So wrap her up in cotton wool.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hopefully she's back. Hopefully at some point we'll see Alessia Russo also at least make the bench. And again, it would be nice if we could just name a full bench at some stage. Let's not ignore the fact 3-0 win would have definitely taken those the last couple of games we've had. And this afternoon, we're all Wardy FC, even though Jack doesn't always agree with it. So Birmingham are playing Arsenal, Jack. So, yes, Wardy FC. Player of the match, one name, Ian.
This is easy. Today, it's Lucy Stan.
Jake.
I wonder. No, I've waited all season to do this.
Jake, okay. Cheers, Jake. Jack.
Yeah, she only played 1 hour, but I thought it was the best we've seen of her and the best on the pitch, Lucy Stan.
Matt, I'm guessing you're not going to return the favour and do what Jake said. Your player of the match, please.
No, despite her scoring today, I don't think I could justify that one. But yeah, I mean, today is really the day that Jake has been waiting for all season. Bless him. It's got to be Lucy Stan.
Yeah, absolutely deserved. She only played an hour, like everybody said, but she did more in that hour, I think, than... Certainly, she did a lot in that hour to make us all feel positive going into the next game. Anyway, 3-0 win. We'll take that. 6 games left of the season. Let's see what happens. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon, and we'll see you all again soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.